Hello, my name is Mariana and this is a reading for Cancer. So Cancer, I'm doing a reading as usual with my own deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So Cancer, if you've seen my video that I posted yesterday for the Something Different series with the title of When Things Go Wrong, I explained a little bit why yesterday I ended up pulling your cards, but somehow they were not speaking to me, or it was kind of all very mysterious and I couldn't pull in exactly what the message was. So I ended up, just letting them do their thing, and I was going to do my own thing, which was simply observe and not insist in extracting something from the cards, because sometimes, and I feel like this is with life in general, we just have to be patient. We just have to be, wise enough to make the decision to wait. And so in having that time to reflect and to wait, right, for the message to come, I feel like now I'm having a better understanding of what your message is, what I was not really able to perceive yesterday because I had to step back so that I could have, like a broader perspective, right? Because I feel like there's something going on with you that is flooding your mind with ideas or thoughts or just, random things. And I feel like you are being wise enough to consider each possibility or each thought and let this rain down on you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of this first card that came upside down. And it's interesting because, the last few readings, some cards have been acting a little bit weird or out of the usual way, which, would be the upright position. So they have been falling upside down or sideways, and I feel like, just a side note, I apologize for the noise. The construction site outside of my window is going on strong, so there's nothing I can do. I hope the camera doesn't pick up too much on the noise. But so let's continue. The cards are acting a little bit strange. So whatever it is that is being shown here with the Seven of Swords is this image of this pouring down of ideas, right? It's like this flooding your brain, flooding your mind with thoughts, and maybe things that are not so ordinary, right? Maybe that's also part of this upside down card. It's like things that are out of your usual day-to-day kind of stuff or preoccupations or errands or chores or whatever it is. I feel like there are things that are maybe coming out of the blue and, getting you by surprise, but I feel like there is something that is coming in strong. Maybe there is some sort of worry but something that is out of the ordinary, right? This is important. So the second card coming here is the Queen of Swords, and this is where you're showing up, Cancer, as the wise one. It's like you are taking the steps or, taking the measures to analyze, and, it's like really doing so rationally or in a cold, distant kind of way where you are not letting this mess up with your mind. In a sense, there is rationality, there is what is the word, it's coming through, it's more than just being wise. It's like you're being analytical, that is the word. It's like you are pondering in a way that makes you not lose your mind, in a sense, right? It's like you are being cautious enough to think, it's almost like I'm seeing, it's like this is trying to pour down on you, right? To flood your mind and make you a bit hazy, or like out of sorts. It's like clouding your mind, right? This is what this is talking about. But it's like you have a hold on this. It's like you have control over this. It's like you can keep this at arm's length. That is not going to invade or fog your mind, right? Your thought process. But in keeping this, you know, at a healthy distance from you, I feel like there's something that you're waiting. So we have the Magician, but we also have the Wheel of Fortune. And so from these thoughts, maybe recurring thoughts that have recently found you, or, you know, have been raining down on you in a maybe annoying kind of way, right? There's something that you are being so, it's like you're being analytical in a good way, you're being logical in a good way, because you're thinking things through in a way that you're not confused, right? Because I feel like there is some sort of fated event or a fated idea. It's like, you know, that the brilliant idea is not going to come from this pouring down on you, right? It's like from the Seven of Swords. It's like this is only like worry, or like things that are meant to slow you down, or meant to fog your capacity to think things straight, right? And so there's something underneath the hat of the Magician that you're getting glimpses of, right? It's like you're starting to see that there will come a time with the Wheel of Fortune that this brilliant idea is going to mature, or it's going to be shown, or it's going to manifest, but it's not yet here. And it's interesting because I feel like that ties into the message that I shared yesterday, right? When things are going wrong and you're insisting and they keep on going wrong, it's like they're just not flowing. There's something that is just not supposed to happen in that moment. And I feel like it's like you're being cold enough and you're keeping your distance, like you're observing from afar, because you know there's something being brewed, there's something being prepared out of your view, out of your sight, out of your ability to see with your eyes, but your psychic antenna is picking up, right? It's like you can feel the difference in the air. You can feel like the wavelengths are moving, right? It's like you're in the bottom of the ocean where, you know, you cannot see anything, but you sense the currents, right? This is what I'm seeing with this card. And with the Wheel of Fortune especially, it's all about this patiently waiting for something to click, right? So this is coming through as a timer, right? When we set a timer, you know, for something to cook, right? For something that is being prepared, it's like there is a perfect timing. So it's almost like you know better, right? It's like you sense this. So you know there's something being prepared for you, being cooked for you to like receive in the most magical kind of way, and maybe the most synchronistically kind of way, because it's like you being this wise one where you're being extremely conscious and aware, but also like very like thinking straight, right? It's like there's nothing messing up your mind, or fogging up and clouding your thoughts, right? It's like you know that waiting is your best option right now. And I feel like, so okay, this part is pretty clear, and I feel like, you know, taking this wise step back so that you push away the insisting thoughts. Maybe this is, you know, just self-judgment or some sort of you know, self-critic, your inner self-critic, and you're being wise enough to, you know, push them away so they are not messing up with what you know is truth, right? So this bottom line here that is ending your reading, Cancer, has a bit of, you know, a tricky feeling to it, because after we had these two beautiful major arcana together talking about something that is not yet ready for you, but you know that is going to come for you, that is going to manifest for you, that is going to happen and show up in the most magical kind of way. Well, we have next the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and then the Knight of Swords. And this is you again, but it's tricky because this line here is bringing back, especially because of the Knight of Swords, is bringing back perhaps an earlier version of you, maybe before you got to the point where you're now thinking straight, right? Where now you're being more analytical and you're keeping a healthy distance from, you know, your own negative thoughts or just, you know, thoughts that could flood your mind. Just a second. Okay, we're back. So again, this, you know, last row here of cards where there is this King of Pentacles that feels like a secondary character in your story, but pretty much still attached to a path where maybe you took a while back that was, you know, laid for you, maybe by this one, laid for you in order for you to, you know, find your independence when you were still in a period of learning, right? So perhaps this is an old boss, perhaps this is an old situation where you had an opportunity, you know, to grow, to expand, to mature, to I don't know, to find new income, find new opportunity, I don't know, for your independence in any kind of 3D level path, right? So there is this link between these two figures where I don't know if this person is still in your life, and you know, while you're waiting for this to happen, while you're waiting for this to manifest for you, and you have already, it's like you are an adult, you are a grown-up, you have matured, you know what you think, and you trust your thoughts, you trust your judgment, because you're keeping away all of the negative beliefs and stuff like that. But maybe if you are also reconsidering this, or maybe this person here is still in your life and, you know, they cannot understand this waiting process that you're respecting, right? It's like they don't understand because their mind is pretty practical. It's like they follow like a very traditional path. So perhaps it's like they don't understand your choices, and at least for now your choice to wait, right? Because maybe they wish, you know, you kept on going, you know, the usual path that you were following until now, or, you know, at least since they opened this door for you, right? They opened this path for you. And yes, it meant that you have grown, that you have matured, that you have found some sort of independence, but because they're showing up here and it feels like a secondary character, but pretty much still maybe wanting to help, maybe wanting to continue to lay this path for you, although you know there's something bigger that is being prepared for you. I feel like this person is you know, at a distance from you too, but pretty much still involved in your life, right? Maybe because they feel like you own them, or just they feel like they are part of your story, right? They're part of this maybe professional journey, and maybe they still see you like this Knight of Swords, like somebody that has yet a lot to learn, or and it's not that they are diminishing you, it's just because they are not quite understanding why you're making the decisions that you're making, especially this one about, you know, being extremely patient and not, you know, maybe acting like you did in the past, where you were just following what they were saying and things felt pretty steady, felt pretty concrete, you know, this ladder for you to climb. So because maybe now you're not making the same decisions that you made in the past, right? Maybe they are still here giving you the same advice, but it's like you're looking to them and you're seeing how they are perceiving you as your younger self. So it's almost like this is also part of this observation, right, that you're going through. And I feel like you are very aware. That's the thing. It's like you are very aware, right? Not only of the thoughts that are, you know, constantly trying to pour in your brain, and you are keeping them in this detached place, right? It's almost like you are going to stay here in this envelope where you cannot reach me, right? This is what you're saying to your own thoughts, because it's like, you know, that there is one thing that is still unknown to you, that is still not yet revealed to you, but it is going to be magical when it's shown to you, right? And so you are being wise enough not to, it's like, not to give in to these, maybe this is like the common, you know, the way that you used to do things or to decide things for your life based on the experience that this one was passing on to you, and how it worked, right? It worked because it brought you to this place where you can now make your own decisions based not only on the path that you have walked, but how you're seeing the same characters that were in your past, right? That were present then, but now are present in your life, but you're seeing them acting the same way, and you're different. You're thinking different because you're not, it's like you don't want to be under this cloud of thoughts, right? And so you know this, and perhaps you are also, you know, distancing yourself from this one, so that, and it's not because you are ungrateful for the opportunities that they gave you, it's just because you know how much you've grown, and perhaps because they are not seeing how much you've grown, you know that this is the moment where you can only observe this, right? You can only observe how they are seeing you, how they are perceiving you, how maybe they are trying to give you practical advice, or even, like, you know, shower you. It's interesting because we're talking about raining down. It's like maybe they are showering you with, you know, this continuity of the same things that you were doing in the past. So, but they're not really realizing how much you've grown from that experience, from the path that they have maybe laid for you, right? And so it's like you know that you're not the only one thinking different. It's like, well, I want to rephrase that. It's not that you're the only one thinking different. It's like, that's the thing. It's like you are seeing how you are thinking different. It's like, that's the thing. You are the only one in this dynamic thinking different, because they are thinking the same. They are, it's almost like they are set in stone with how they do things and how they help you, perhaps. But you're no longer this one thinking this way that you did in the past, right? And you see that. It's like you see how much you have evolved. It's like you have grown from the old thoughts, from the old decisions, but they just don't see it. It's like they want to still help you, but they are giving you the same advice, the same thing, and it's like, you know, this is a path that you have already walked, and the one that is, you know, about to unfold for you is unknown still, but it's more than this, right? It's more than this one that you have already traveled. So that's tricky, Cancer, but I feel like you're having this outside perspective, that you're analyzing the thoughts in your mind and the characters in your life with this detached perspective, which is giving you a lot of calmness, a lot of well, the right mind, right, for you to make the strategy that is right for you, that is true for you. And for now, it seems to be waiting, right? It seems to be like waiting for the right opportunity to show up, even though you know that with the opportunity that this one had shown you over the years, or maybe a long time ago, it's like that really put you on a steady path. But it's like this is known, and you know, whatever it is that you know it's coming is an adventure, right? It's like it's something that seems to be magical, so it's like you are allowing yourself to wait for whatever it is, instead of doing the same things that you were doing until this point, because you're thinking differently. Okay, so I'm going to pull more cards for you, Cancer, and I'm going to pull from the astrological runes as well in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be happy to see you. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye!